So the first thing you've got to figure out is, why is this kid not going? Is it anxiety? Is it depression? Is it they've got something else going on, or there's something going on at school that is dangerous and they wish to avoid? So I need to figure that piece out. And if I find out indeed that it's from this quadrant of anxiety, I'm anxious about something at school. What are you anxious about? Is it a realistic thing to be anxious about, or is it not? So if I'm being threatened at school, I'm going to be anxious. But the solution is not to confront the fear. The solution is to fix the problem. But a lot of kids are fearful of things that are not realistic. So I'm afraid that people are going to call on me in class and I'm going to be uncomfortable. I'm afraid of bad things happening to my family while I'm at school. So things like that start to come in. And social anxiety certainly is a common predictor of school refusal. I'm so scared being with these 30 other kids. I stop going. And you can well imagine that is disruptive in a house. Even being late for school, because parents are often dropping kids at school on the way to their jobs. And if the kid won't get out of the car, I've got a conflict, I've got a lot of tension, I've got a lot of sometimes escalating behavior on both the kid's part and the parent's part. And sometimes parents just say, well, fine, you don't have to go, and they let the kid stay home. And the problem is, that provides what we call negative reinforcement. So now the relief comes from not going. So now tomorrow morning, when I have the same thought, I'm going to want to do the same thing. So it starts to perpetuate itself. And a lot of the folks at Rogers, parents come to us because the kid has been functioning okay, but finally they started skipping school, and now their functioning is really compromised. We have a very high rate of school refusal in all of our anxiety programs and OCD programs. And a lot of times what's going on is parents are trying their best to make the kid feel good, and then they won't leave the kid until they're quote unquote ready to go. And you've got a parent now for 45 minutes on the blacktop trying to get a kid into school. The kid doesn't want to leave. So we need to teach parents how to do that efficiently. I'm going to make more difficulty if I wait until they're ready. I'm not saying you just throw them on in, but I am saying you got to have a model for how to do this, and you've got to practice with parents so they feel comfortable. And most parents do not like when their kids are upset. Makes them upset. And sometimes the parents themselves have fears, and those fears can be transmitted pretty quickly to the kid. And so we want to make sure I'm working on both sides of this. What are you afraid is going to happen? And do you have people in the school that you trust, that you can turn to and say, would you mind walking her in? And if the parents don't have that, they're going to be sitting there clinging to the kid, and it's going to make the kids reading this, like that you don't trust this. And if you don't trust this, why should they? Like that's the point where a parent now says, I don't know what to do. That's where we come in.